Hello and welcome to the It's a Guitar YouTube channel. This video is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a little bit of a throwback. I used to do a lot of these. Maybe you're even subscribed to me because of those old videos where I did deep dives and testing a bunch of different pickups versus each other. I decided once again we're going to open that door and just kind of explore it once more with this new guitar I got. So this is a ES335. Yes, I know the inlays are from a 345. I did a whole video on the guitar. It's a pretty special, made to measure, Murphy Lab, Danocaster aged, quite a lot going on with it. So link in the description if you're curious, but the guitar came with Ron Ellis pickups after Dan worked on it. So they're the LRP model, which is a very high-end boutique humbucker. So why am I doing this? I'm kind of asking myself that right now, to be honest, but it's curiosity. Ultimately, it's curiosity. Really, the only qualm I have with the guitar is the bridge pickup is a little weak, a little thin for me. So that's really it. Other than that, it sounds fantastic, and I've used it live. You guys have seen it on the channel a bunch. So there's really nothing wrong with this pickup set. I'm just curious, and I wanted to see this high-end set versus something that's much more affordable, and just kind of have a little bit of a David versus Goliath situation. So timestamps below. If you want to skip ahead straight to the playing, I'll label the different excerpts. So the pickups, we have the Ron Ellis LRP set I mentioned before, and that's kind of their standard 50s wine style humbucker. And then Mojotone is the other brand. So they are the 59 Clone Humbuckers. This is their kind of, classic PAF style. And they have 3 different output ratings. I went with a low whine neck, and maybe controversial, but I went with a hot bridge. Strings stay the same, by the way. I left the strings on. So that's exactly the same. Nothing really else to know. Oh, I even measured the pickup height, all of that. Everything is the same. The pull pieces, it's all going to be the same. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the playing. Okay, so that was really interesting for me. I'm very curious what you guys hear. I did a really quick splice of them just now so I could hear it recorded in addition to what I felt as the player, so I can speak to that more in a second. But first and foremost, I want you to go ahead and comment below which your favorite was, if you had a favorite. So I will make, you guys will have just seen in the corner something of a marker of a color of orange and blue. So which was your favorite, orange or blue, and why? And which do you think that is? So go ahead and do that now. I'll give you a second. Go ahead, type it out. Take your time. No spelling mistakes. Good grammar, people. And okay, so now you've had enough time to do that. Let's go ahead and reveal which is which. So I'm going to make the Ron Ellis set orange. I'll do a little mark it's orange, and I will make the Mojotone set blue. So does that change anything for you? Are you surprised? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'm so curious to hear from you guys. I'll go ahead and put up the measurements too of what they read. So what they actually read, not what's on the website. I don't think Ron Ellis even lists what they measure on the website, DC resistance, but I'll put them up now. The Mojotone pickups, they retail for $260, I want to say. So out the door with tax and shipping. I know shipping's like free with Mojotone, so very, very little. It's under $300 for sure. And then the Ron Ellis set, they are $850 new, and it does not offer age, so just nickel covers. So with tax and shipping, you're going to be, $900, let's say. So quite a large gap between those. And just to be clear, the point of this video is not to disparage the budget pickups or the high-end boutique pickups. They're different. Mojotone's a massive organization. Their pricing, their costs and overhead is much lower. Ron Ellis is very boutique. He actually lives very close to me. I've never met him before, but he lives in Carlsbad, and I'm in Oceanside, so very close. So just want to get that out of the way. That's not the point of this, but I just thought it'd be fun and interesting. And as always, I want to take you guys along for the ride. The amp setup. So basically, I decided to stick with one amp today, and we're going to be using my 1964 Vox AC10 SRT. It is an incredible amp. It's probably the best amp in this room, or at least top 3. Everyone that plays it is blown away by it. It's just incredible. Very, very rare. Again, more on the channel with this amp if you're curious. So yeah, we have that, and it is running into a Friedman 112, and in that cabinet, I have the brand new Celestion 100 Alnico speaker. A really cool looking speaker. I just picked it up. I've gigged it a couple times now. It sounds awesome. So I figured we'd go with that. And then a microphone, I have a SM7B right up on it. And then I've got some room mics around here just to try and capture some space. I really want it to sound, if I do this right, kind of like you're in the room with me versus really a direct sound without losing the detail that you get with just room mics. So I'm going to try and blend that and walk that line. Let me know in the comments how I do. So we just used the 2 different inputs on the amp, a high input and a low input. And you guys did see one of the excerpts, I rolled down the volume control to 7 so that you can hear how they cleaned up and then rolled up for, kind of a higher gain tone. So the high input is the one closest to the volume knob, and then the low input is the one that it's currently plugged into now. So that's that. And you guys heard just a little bit of effects. I have a deluxe memory man at my feet and a Flint, no drive pedals. All the gain was 100% from the amp. So just wanted a little bit of ambience to it, just a little bit. So, okay, impressions as the player. So just standing here, or sitting here rather, and playing it, I thought the Mojotone set sounded awesome. I'm very familiar with the Ron Ellis set. I played this guitar a ton and basically not put it down since I got it. Done a ton of gigs with it. I played it through this amp at a couple of recent gigs. So yeah, I got a lot of familiarity with this whole rig with the Ron Ellis set, and it sounded great. It sounded exactly kind of what I expect to hear. The bridge pickup is very low output, as is the neck, but the bridge pickup's low output, so it's got extra clarity to it, and I'm going to guess that a lot of people are gonna probably prefer it because in comparisons, people tend to prefer the bright, clear tone in general. In person, it can get a little bright for me. I actually keep the tone rolled down when I play this guitar in a normal situation. The tone is never above 7 really on the bridge pickup. It's pretty bright. So, and it's kind of weak as well. It doesn't really push the amp. It's definitely one of my quietest guitars as far as output is concerned. Just plug it into an amp. It doesn't drive amps very hard. So yeah, like I mentioned, I think at the top, that's really my only complaint with the set. The neck pickup sounds great. And I thought all of that was demonstrated pretty well, though it's probably not going to come across nearly as bright in the recording as it can. Again, not a bad thing. It's great to have extra brightness on tap, but that's my impression of the Ron Ellis set. The Mojotone set was fascinating to me. So the neck sounded, as the player, it sounded clearer than the Ron Ellis set. Listening to the recording real quick, again, I just did a quick side-by-side, not fully like edited yet. And the neck to me sounds like it's got maybe a little bit less low end and low mids. So it's has a little less girth to it in some ways, although some parts it seemed like it had more. It's a little hard to tell. But in general, both neck pickups were very clear. I had really no mud to speak of, and I was impressed by the Mojotone set a lot because I think the Ron Ellis set is fantastic. Middle position, I thought the Mojotone set was quite a bit clearer sounding in person, and just had, it tends when you have a pickup that's hotter than the other, there's kind of a disparity between them. The middle position tends to be really great on those guitars in my experience, and I feel like that was the case with the Mojotone set. Really just had a really clear, quacky kind of middle position, which I preferred over the Ron Ellis set. And then the bridge pickup. So the bridge pickup, the Mojotone set did kind of exactly what I hoped it would. It had just a little bit of extra push, a little bit of extra compression, which is what I want out of a bridge pickup. I don't need it to be super bright and cutting. And yeah, I kind of did exactly what I wanted as the player. Listening back, again, I think a lot of people are going to prefer the Ron Ellis bridge pickup because it just kind of shows a little bit better in these comparisons, having something that's brighter. A mic doesn't necessarily pick up extra top end kind of harshness is the wrong word, but something in that vein versus in the room. So I will say for me, the hotter bridge pickup in the Mojotone is perfect for what I was looking for at first glance, but the Ron Ellis set sounds fantastic and a little bit more classic, but being a hot pickup, I don't think it sounded that different. It just had a little bit more compression, a little bit more drive to it, a little bit more weight to the notes, but it didn't sound that different, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else to cover there. Speaking of covers, actually, I do not like the Mojotone covers that much. I got them aged, and the aging on the two pickup covers is pretty different. They also, one of them was stamped and the other one has a sticker on the base plate. I might have taken a video to show you guys how I can pop that up now. All right, so I've got the 335 here, Ron Ellis pickups. See, it's the LRP set. And I was told that this guitar has them wired into extension leads so that you don't have to remove the wiring harness. There should be an extension off the pot, but I can't pull it anymore because it's got the ground wire here. So I'm hoping that is correct, and I just have to disconnect this and I could pull it out and solder a new connection to the new pickups to make it nice and easy. It's what I did on my 345 as well. So we'll see in about 3 seconds. Just getting the soldering iron going. All right, good news. I was pulling it. I was like, there's no extra wire here. What's going on? And then I pushed it in this way and revealed this. So we can see that Danocaster just kind of added probably the stock wire, the original wire, and then cut it. And then we just spliced in the Ron Ellis set, which has a crazy long lead. It's much longer than the Mojotone that's factory. So that's really nice and handy. So we can go ahead and remove this shrink wrap and splice it in. Let's take a look at the covers side by side. So this is the Ron Ellis set. Now I've played this guitar a bunch, so all of it looked like this when I got it, and you can see I have worn away parts of the finish or the kind of the grind that was added on top. So now it's getting shiny underneath, which is always funny to me when you get aged hardware and then you end up unaging it. The bridge is another example. You can see the bridge here. Nice and shiny on the corner now, and then everything else is all kind of grimy. So yeah, no different with these. So the Mojotone cover, I don't really love the look, to be honest. It's got kind of a weird splotchy vibe to it that I assume is just from whatever chemical process they do to age it. Whereas it looks like Ron Ellis does more of like a, not really chemical aging. So it is an aging that's kind of top level that will come off, as you can see. But it does look better in my opinion. I might end up just replacing the cover on this if I like the pickups. But for now, let's go ahead and install it. I've already measured the pickup height so that we can make sure it's identical with the Mojotone set. And then real quick, I just want to show the lead length is significantly different between the two. So just kind of pull them semi-straight. You can see the Ron Ellis set is like significantly longer, which is kind of interesting, but this should be more than long enough for this purpose. The back of it is different as well. This one has a sticker, whereas the other one had a stamp in it. So I don't know what that's all about. Side by side again, you can see the weird kind of chemical reaction they have there, and then the really exaggerated string lines. Not my favorite, but yeah, they just kind of have a little bit of like a green iridescent look to them in the light. I'm just not a big fan of that personally. They're aged covers. It's going to be personal preference. The Ron Ellis set, you can't buy them aged, so they were aged by Danocaster, so not really a fair thing, in my opinion. The covers themselves, I think the Ron Ellis set look a little bit more square, which I prefer. Other than that, I mean, for the price difference, I think the Mojotone is a huge bang for the buck. They sound really good. I think the Ron Ellis set has some qualities to it that I think a lot of people are going to prefer or may prefer. And in some cases, I prefer, but I'm also really happy with the Mojotone set. So that's a lot of talking, but that's my 2 cents. I don't always do that in these comparison videos, but people always ask me. And so instead of having to type it out, I just said it for you guys. So check that box. So what's going to happen? I'm going to keep the Mojotone set in the guitar for the time being. I do have replacement covers on the way, so we will rectify that one problem. I'm going to gig them, see how they sound, and maybe I'll do a few month follow-up in the comments below. I'll pin a comment down the line if I keep them or swap them or anything else. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm really excited to read your guys' comments. Subscribe for more, and until next time, see ya.